Hey. So, you've made the decision. It's time to lose that extra fat, feel healthier, and step into the best version of yourself. But before you grab that bland chicken and kale, hold up. Let's talk about how to cut fat effectively without losing that hard-earned muscle. So you've heard the terms cutting and bulking thrown around. Maybe you've seen bodybuilders with their shredded six-packs or noticed athletes getting lean and mean. But what does cutting actually mean? And when is the right time to cut fat and start seeing real results? What is cutting? Cutting is basically a nutrition strategy for fat loss, where the main goal is to burn more calories than you consume. Yes, it's all about the calorie deficit. Now, you may have heard that cutting can be paired with bulking. Bulking is about gaining muscle mass, and cutting is about shedding the fat while trying to preserve that muscle. But here's the thing, losing fat is easy. But losing fat without losing muscle? That's the tricky part. Now, here's a fun fact. Your body actually doesn't want to burn fat. It'd rather hold on to that energy, but we can outsmart it with the right approach. When should you cut? The first question you should ask yourself, do you really need to cut right now? If you're already at a relatively healthy weight and you're just starting out, cutting might not be the best move for you. In fact, a slight bulk or even a body recomposition might be better to build muscle before thinking about fat loss. Here's another thing. If you're in your teen years, especially during puberty, now is not the time to cut. Your body is growing, your hormones are on fire, and cutting could stunt that natural growth. So focus on building strength, eating right, and getting those gains for now. What's your body fat percentage? The sweet spot to start cutting is typically when you're over 22% body fat for men or 28% for women. If you're higher than these, it's time to consider cutting. But don't go too low either. Being under 10% for men and 12% for women can be really tough to maintain and may lead to unhealthy outcomes. If you're unsure of your body fat percentage, you can also use BMI, though it's not as precise. You can also use your weight scale as a rough guide. But forget the mirror. If you're not seeing muscle definition, it's probably a muscle issue, not a fat issue. How to actually cut. All right, so now that you're ready, let's talk about how to actually start cutting. First things first, nutrition is king. You need to be in a calorie deficit, but we don't want you starving yourself or feeling miserable in the process. Start by calculating your maintenance calories. That's how much you need to eat to maintain your current weight. From there, you'll want to eat less than that amount, but don't go too crazy. A deficit of 250 to 500 calories per day is perfect for steady weight loss, which means no extreme hunger and less muscle loss. Here's a little trick. To figure out how many calories you should eat, use a calorie calculator to estimate your maintenance. If you eat at that level for a couple of weeks and don't lose weight, then it's time to lower those calories. Keep your muscle. One of the most important aspects of cutting is maintaining your muscle. To do that, focus on protein. Aim for 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or around 0.8 grams per pound. And don't forget, exercise. You're still going to train about 3 to 5 times per week, focusing on strength training and compound movements, which will keep those muscles strong while you're shedding fat. Keep your muscle. Cardio and consistency. And here's the secret sauce. Cardio. More cardio means you can eat more while still staying in a deficit. It'll help boost your energy expenditure and allow for more flexibility in your diet. Plus, you'll get that fat-burning furnace going. And finally, consistency is key. Check your progress every couple of months, adjust your calorie intake if needed, and stick to the plan. Find what works for you. Here's the thing. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. You might love keto, or you might thrive on a high-carb diet. The secret is to find what works for you, and the best way to do that is by trying different approaches. Dietary adherence is the key to success. Stick with what you can enjoy long-term. All right, champions, that's a wrap on cutting. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more fitness tips. Now, go eat and lift.